Aloha, I'm Vic from Transmission Technology. Welcome to our company. The leading cause of transmission failure is heat and neglect of maintenance. Neglect and poor maintenance can result in restricted filter with metal and clutch composition being embedded into the filter. Hard seals becomes brittle, they crack, ultimately causing low line pressure to the holding member like the clutches here, this clutch pack. Now this was the burnt clutches that came out of this drum. They're hard, black, and glazed. Okay, that can cause the transmission to slip, delayed engagement, or neutralize. Metal fatigue will occur because of the fluid not being too clean. It starts to overheat. Metal fatigue would occur, kind of like this band just broke right by the anchor. See that? Okay. This is the valve body. The valve body is an interesting component. The valve body houses the check ball, springs, and valve. It is this assembly that designates the fluid to the various clutch pack and holding member. When the valve is restricted because of the transmission fluid being dirty, this can cause loss of pressure. It also contaminates the solenoid. These are all the solenoid here. Okay, they're all electronically controlled. And the pump becomes also damaged too. Metal contaminants will get into the pump assembly, will score the bore, will also score the gear. Okay, so one thing that we want to make sure that to have a clean transmission by doing proper maintenance can result in a healthier, happier transmission. One of the main questions that our customers ask us is, how often do I have to service my transmission? Well, if you got a manual transmission, it's every 25 to 30,000 miles. Automatics are every 15 to 18,000 miles or once every 2 years. In a manual transmission, we do is we service and flush the transmission. And on an automatic transmission, we do a basic service or what they call a transmission tune-up. Our award-winning service is the transmission tune-up. Let me kind of explain to you a little bit what we do. In a transmission tune-up, we drop the transmission pan, we retorque the valve body. Between the valve body and the case, they have what they call a separator gasket that looks like this right here. When that valve body tends to separate from the case, it causes delayed engagement, delayed upshift, neutralization. It also can cause flares, which will lead ultimately to a transmission failure. So we'll retorque the valve body. We'll also clean the solenoid assembly, which is inside the pan. The solenoid has filters in them. A lot of times these filters are embedded with clutch and rubber composition, metal shavings, and any of those sludges that might interfere with power flow or line pressure. We also clean the connectors and put dielectric grease on the pins or the spades. And we'll adjust the bands according to factory specs. We'll also put a brand new filter and a new pan gasket, and we'll hydrate the transmission up to 18 quarts of fluid with an additive called LubeGuard Performance. Doing a preventive maintenance can remedy a lot of costly repairs and save you a lot of money in the near future, a lot of headaches.